enter a restaurant, servers will offer you extras, promos, bestsellers, and the day's special. Servers are trained to upsell you. You get convinced that the offer is real good. You change your behavior. When before entering the restaurant, you just wanted the basic meal pack, now you end up ordering more food. The restaurant servers are able to nudge a change in your behavior towards the goal of increasing their sales. In the same manner, can we nudge behaviors through the research that we do? Can we change the ways things are going by the scientific inquiries that we conduct? Can we target choice behaviors in the future through the results we generate from basic research and policy research? We know the answer. It is a yes. As researchers, scientists, artists, and innovators, it is upon us to make these nudges towards attaining a vision, towards attaining the Sustainable Development Goals 2030 and the Ambisyon Natin 2040. The National Research Council of the Philippines, with its growing number of active members, especially those coming from the regions, is strengthening its policy research alongside the basic and fundamental research that it has traditionally been doing. This is in cognizance of Section 20 of the Science Act of 1958, which states that the NRCP shall act as the official advisor on scientific matters to the government of the Philippines. This year, the Council has 15 new and ongoing demand-driven projects to support policymaking of Solons. NRCP experts study the looming water crisis in Lanao, the sustainable ecotourism of Mount Agad-Agad, the use of bamboo as a bioremediation tool in restoring nickel mined-out areas in Zambales, and the mangroves of Siargao, an LGU which is bidding as a Ramsar site. NRCP is also funding Musika Pilipinas, a study which aims to map the Philippine music industry of the country, hence benefit the creative sector as well as enhance the creative education curriculum. This is where the fusion of science and the arts, which NRCP advocates, comes to the fore. At the NRCP, our member researchers can also say, I started it all. If you are a pure scientist, you have come to the right place at the NRCP. The Council welcomes proposals on pure basic research, an exciting field, a rich ground for new discoveries and theories, and for testing hypotheses that lead to innovations and inventions in order to understand nature and its workings. The Council is inviting our pure scientists from the fields of chemistry, physics, mathematics, and pharmacy, as well as biology, to be the first to start it all, expand the existing body of knowledge, develop scientific theories, and go beyond the borders of the disciplines. If you are driven by curiosity in the different phenomena that occur in nature, or if your research does not have clear applications today, then you have a place to go at NRCP. The Council also funds oriented basic research, those that create new knowledge but which has intended applications to address societal needs. The research areas are defined in NRCP's National Integrated Basic Research Agenda, or the NIBRA. The top priority NIBRA is Saklaw, for sustainable communities. In the call for proposals for 2023 funding, there are 3 sub-themes: lakes, rivers, and mined-out areas. Are lakes in peril or are they healthy? Whether they are in peril or are healthy, lakes have to be taken care of as they spell life, livelihood, and living for many communities. For rivers, our scientists and researchers cannot afford to add to the 50 rivers which are now considered as biologically dead. Out of the 421 rivers of the Philippines, research has to be conducted. On greening mined-out areas in the Philippines, we have expanded our reach to other sites in the country soon after the successful Mogpog study, where a protocol using indigenous microbes were used. 2 new NRCP isolates were generated from the research, and the story of rehabilitating more Mogpog mined-out areas continues even beyond project completion. Risk communication is our program along disaster risk reduction and management. Can you imagine experiencing the absence of good communication amid a disaster? Can you imagine your LGU having no risk communication plan? Can you imagine risk communication materials which are not crafted in the lingo that the community and the locals understand? These are important areas that NRCP addresses. Second in the NIBRA is Atin, which focuses on research areas geared towards inclusive nation building. Atin is the home for most social scientists, artists, and those in education and governance. This is the NIBRA with the most number of new themes added to its next year's call for proposals. If you want to submit a proposal for funding, consider 4 sub-themes. 1. The documentation of extant and indigenous knowledge. Ongoing projects are on the gongs and bamboo music along the Pulangi-Cotabato River, the history of Calagans, indigenous people in Hagonoy, Davao del Sur, and the Binalaybay, Sangati. Then we have defense and human security, that's the second. Next is heritage and arts for tourism and the creative industry. And the fourth, we have K-TAP COVID, kapakanan ng tao sa oras ng pandemya, which comes in 2 tracks. The quick studies, which are doable in 2 to 3 months, that will quickly give us the social, psychological, political, and economic landscape, as the pandemic daily produces challenges for researchers and scientists to address. Or, you can do a full 1-year study that go deeper into the social dimensions of the pandemic. Here is one which will interest government workers. When the pandemic is over, would you choose to work from home as a normal, regular option for you? Yes or no? Our researchers will very soon tell you and the public, the Solons, and the employers in government the results of an ongoing work from home in the public sector research program. The third NIBRA is Likas, which focuses on natural products discovery from rare environments. Did you know that there can be anti-cancer medicine that can be developed from bat guanos, or antibiotics from lahar soils, or treatment for mastitis in dairy from the mangrove soils? Our experts discover actinomycetes from soils, caves, volcanoes, marine sediments, and other rare environments. Basic veterinary studies, which focus on zoonotic diseases, is a new area for NRCP funding. We have right now an ongoing research on the human-macaque interface, and the new findings are one which you just cannot wait to see. SAPAC is the fourth NIBRA, and the NRCP is interested to fund proposals on food and feed contaminants and adulterants along the supply chain. Our researcher, for example, on fresh farms is looking into bacterial, parasite, and heavy metal contaminants in vegetables. NIBRA also has tubig. This is on safe and potable drinking water. Its most recent funded program is on ensuring water security and climate resilience for mountain indigenous communities in the Cordilleras through technology-enhanced decision support tools. Of course, the Council is still interested to fund proposals on salt intrusion in drinking water. The sixth NIBRA is ALERT, which focuses on alternative sources of energy for geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas, or the GIDA. The NRCP has just a lot to offer to its more than 4,000 members. You can do policy research, or pure basic research, or oriented basic research. If you are a seasoned researcher, please submit proposals during the regular annual call. If you are a starter neophyte researcher, please check the NSTEP for Small R&D Grants program, which is being implemented in partnership with the DOST regional offices and the NRCP regional clusters. So the next time you visit the NRCP website or the Research Pod, our official Facebook page, we will upsell you. You will come originally with one interest in mind, but I tell you, with our dynamic project managers, you will come out from a pre-engagement with more extras, more bonuses, promos, and bestsellers of the day. Our project managers will serve you best. To add to these initiatives is the R&D Leadership Program under DOST Science for Change. Only in our third year, the program has already engaged 49 RD leaders, and you will find them in all the 17 regions of the country, assisting the NICERs and other research capacity building efforts in HEIs and in promoting a science culture in the country. Just send in your requests for RD leaders, and we will provide you for your needs. So don't wait any longer. Click on that button, the nrcp.dost.gov.ph, or our Scientific Knowledge Management System at skms.nrcp.dost.gov.ph and get actively engaged with NRCP, where you will feel like home. See you then!